He was supposed to win. And he knew it.
June 18th, 1815. Before dawn. Napoleon Bonaparte stands by the window of a small farmhouse in Caillou, looking out at fields covered in morning fog. In a few hours, battle. Ahead, Wellington's army. Behind, his entire fate. And he smiles. Because he is certain, today, he will return to the top. Today, he will become who he always was. But in that smile, something else is already there. Something he doesn't know yet. After exile on Elba, everyone believed it was over. But he came back. He landed with a small group of soldiers, and instead of being arrested, the army began to join him, regiment by regiment, without a fight. He marched to Paris and became emperor again. It looked like a miracle. But Europe was not going to watch it happen twice. Britain, Prussia, Austria, Russia, all united against him. One chance, one campaign, one strike. Napoleon moves fast. His plan is simple: defeat his enemies separately before they can unite. First, the Prussians. He attacks and pushes them back. Everything seems to be going perfectly. But this is where the first cracks appear. Part of his army simply doesn't arrive. Tens of thousands of soldiers move back and forth, never entering the fight. Time is lost. And it doesn't look like a disaster until it becomes one. And most importantly, he sends one of his generals to pursue the Prussians. The order is clear: do not let them return. The night before Waterloo. Maps, reports, candles burning low. He hasn't slept in over a day. Generals stand nearby. Orders are given, but not as clearly as before. Something has changed. Those who saw him before earlier battles said he used to radiate energy. Now he doesn't. Maybe it's illness, maybe exhaustion, or maybe something deeper. Napoleon in 1815 is not the same man he once was. He is still a genius, but for the first time, limited. And maybe for the first time, not completely certain. He delays the attack for a few hours. The ground is too wet after the rain. The artillery won't move. It seems like a logical decision, but those hours give the enemy time. No one knows it yet. Later, everyone will. The next day, he stands and listens to the sound of cannon fire. Somewhere there, the main battle. Somewhere there, everything is being decided. We should move toward the guns. That's where the fight is. He hesitates. He has his orders, and he chooses not to break them. He stays. And while he stands there, another army is already marching toward Waterloo. It doesn't look like a mistake. It looks like discipline. But this is the moment everything begins to fall apart. The battle begins around midday. French artillery opens fire. Attacks come one after another. But the enemy holds. Not because they are stronger, but because they endure. Napoleon watches, commands, but he no longer feels the moment the way he once did. The decisive blow is delayed again and again. By late afternoon, new troops appear on the horizon, the ones who were supposed to be stopped. They arrive, and the balance breaks. The last chance, his elite guard, the one that had never retreated, he sends them into battle. This is supposed to be the end, but instead, a pause. Then movement backward, And suddenly, a cry spreads across the army. "The guard is retreating!" That is enough. The army doesn't retreat, it collapses. Panic, chaos, the end. Napoleon tries to stop them, personally, but no one listens anymore. That night, he leaves the battlefield in silence. A few days later, he abdicates for the last time. And for the rest of his life, he searches for an answer. Where did it all break? In the decisions? In the people? In himself? Maybe it wasn't one mistake. Maybe Napoleon didn't lose at Waterloo. Maybe he lost the night before. Because history is rarely decided in a single moment. It's decided in the hours before, in hesitation, in small choices, in the moments that don't feel important until they are. And by the time the battle begins, it's already too late. Do you think Napoleon could have won? Or was Waterloo already decided before the first shot? Subscribe if you want more stories like this, and tell me your answer in the comments.